Good afternoon, children. Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to continue language of chemistry, this chapter which we are doing already. But before starting the chapter, I want to discuss something about our project, which I already told about. I already told in my previous video. Okay, maybe you are having some doubt. So this project you are going to do in chart paper, in big chart paper, and this you can as you use this date calendars and all, you hang it in the wall and all. So in the same manner the chart you can hang there in your study room. So in that manner you have to prepare the project, and in a chart paper, in a big chart paper, you are going to do that. And how you will do this project, for that you go through our previous video class. Okay, so there I have explained how to do the project and what to write there, how we will be doing that. Everything is explained there. Okay, hope no doubt will be there after seeing that video. Okay, and today uh, we are going to do the rest part of this language of chemistry, this chapter. Here today we are going to do formulas of compound. How we will be writing the formula of compounds. So with the symbol, when we are going to everywhere we cannot write the name of the compounds or name of the elements. So for that we have to represent, we are representing the compounds or elements with their formulas. So for that we will be using the symbols of each and every element. Suppose for hydrogen, this is an element. For hydrogen we use H2. This is the formula of hydrogen molecule. You know this. For oxygen we are using O2. This is also a molecule. So all these are elements. That's why they are having only single elements. These are elements only. That's why only a single element is there. Whereas for compound, suppose water, this is a compound. So for that, and the constituent elements will be there. Constituent elements symbol we have used for writing the compound, writing the formula of the compound. So this is water, we know. Now in this manner we are going to learn how we will be writing the formula of the compounds. We have already learned about the valencies of different elements, and this is also we have done in the project also. Suppose sodium. Okay, so sodium is an element, and when we are getting the radical from sodium, we will be writing in this manner Na plus, as valency of sodium is 1. Valency of sodium is 1. That's why we have written Na plus. Now chlorine. This is a single atom of sodium. This is a single atom of chlorine. So when we will be writing chlorine or chloride ion, we are writing in this manner Cl minus. Yes, why this is coming as Cl minus, that also we have done earlier in our previous video class. We have done that, as chlorine will capture one electron to attain the stable electronic structure. That's why it will form Cl minus, this ion, this radical, and that's why chlorine is also having valency 1. Now when this sodium and chlorine, sodium ion and chloride ion will form an element, form an compound which is called sodium chloride. So Na plus and Cl minus. Okay, sodium's valency is 1 and chloride ion's valency is 1. So when we will be writing the formula of sodium chloride, we have to just cross the valencies. That means sodium's valency we will be writing with chlorine or chloride ion, and chloride ion's valency we will be writing with sodium ion. So from this we are going to get the formula as NaCl, Na1 Cl1 we can write in this manner, but as both are 1 1, so we will be removing this and only NaCl will be the formula of sodium chloride. So in this manner, if we know the valencies of the ions, then and at the same time we must know the symbol of the ion, then easily we can construct the formula of any element, any compound. So let's have some other examples too. Suppose magnesium Mg. We know magnesium will form Mg2 plus this ion. That means magnesium's valency is, its valency is 2. And if we take chlorine or chloride, its valency is, as we have seen earlier, 1. So when magnesium and chlorine, these two will form a compound, what will be the formula of the compound? In the same manner, we will be just crossing the valencies. For magnesium it is 2, for chloride ion it is 1. So Mg2 plus you can write here and Cl minus you can write in this manner. So for magnesium it will go to chloride ion, and chloride's valency will go to, just a second, this will go to magnesium and chloride's valency will go to, the arrows will be just in opposite manner so that can be understood that magnesium is giving its valency to chlorine and chlorine is giving its valency to magnesium. So this one will go to this one valency which is having chloride is having this valency 1, so this will go to magnesium, and magnesium's valency 2, this will go to chloride. So if we write the valencies in this crossed manner, then chloride's valency 1, this will come to magnesium, and magnesium's valency 2, this will go to chloride. So Mg1 Cl2. So as this is 1, so we can remove it. So simply MgCl2 will be the molecular formula of magnesium chloride. So the name of the compound will be magnesium chloride. So here you can see one thing. Magnesium is the this is the positive ion or positive radical or metallic radical we can say. So its name is not changing during the formation of compound, whereas the chloride ion, this is the non-metal, or this is the non-metal, as well as this is the anion, we can say. So when it's forming the compound, its name will change as from chlorine to chloride. So this only we will be for each and every compound we will be saying the first part, that is the metallic part, will not change its name, whereas the non-metallic part will change its name. Okay, so magnesium chloride. For sodium chloride also we have seen the same thing. Next, if we do it for some other element, suppose calcium, Ca. We know calcium's valency is 2. That's why we write the radical, calcium radical formula of the ion formed from calcium, that is calcium 2 plus, Ca2 plus. And if we take oxygen, oxygen also will form O2 minus, so its valency is also 2. Now when this 2 will form the compound calcium 2 plus and O2 minus. Okay, calcium's valency is 2 and this is called oxide. Oxide's valency is also 2. So this 2 valency of oxide will go to calcium and this 2 valency of calcium will go to oxide. So after doing this, we will be getting the formula of calcium oxide as Ca2O2. Okay, so here we will be taking the least, the simplest ratio we will be taking. So this 2 we can remove and simply we can write the formula as CaO. Okay, so this is calcium oxide. So the name of the compound will be calcium oxide. You can notice one thing, the first letter of the compound is capital and rest all are small. This oxide O is also small. Okay, and there will be a little bit space between these two, this M and O. Okay, but this is this O is small letter. Okay, so in this manner we can construct any formula of any compounds formula. Let us take some other element, zinc. Zinc's valency is also 2. So zinc 2 plus we write, the cation in this manner we write, so its valency is 2. And let us take some other radical. This is a compound radical, hydroxide radical, which is having a negative charge. So its valency will be 1. This is hydroxide. Hydroxide radical. Hydrogen and oxygen both are present here. So hydroxide. Now how we will be writing the formula of this compound? Zinc hydroxide. Zinc 2 plus and hydroxide OH minus. Okay. So zinc's valency we know this is 2. Hydroxide this is 1. Okay. So as usual this 2 will go to hydroxide and this 1 will go to zinc. Now when we will be writing this, one thing you have to keep in mind, here you make a maximum of you generally make a mistake here, that you give this 2, let me do it then, this 2 will go to hydroxide and this will be to this whole hydroxide. Okay, and this 1 will go to zinc. So this is the correct formula of zinc hydroxide. So this 1 we will be removing afterwards, as no need to write 1. If 1 is there, then no need to write it. So zinc hydroxide, this will be the formula. Okay, now what you do generally, the mistake which you do, that is ZnOH whole 2. In this manner you write the formula, but this formula, this valence, this is the correct formula, but generally you make this mistake and you write this 2 with hydrogen only. Okay, but this hydroxide is together, both oxygen and hydrogen. This valency of zinc will go to both oxygen and hydrogen. So this all together hydroxide is a single unit, and for that you have to give this bracket. Okay, if suppose one more example we will be doing with this same hydroxide, then it will be easy for you all to understand. So this is the correct form. Okay, if you write this without the bracket, then it is wrong. Okay, let us do some other and cation with the same hydroxide. So sodium's valency, this is 1, and hydroxide, as we know, this is 1. So if we take both, let me write here only. So sodium is 1 valency and hydroxide 1. Okay, so if we again we need to cross it, so this will be NaOH. Okay, as for this case, as sodium and hydroxide both are having same valencies, so here no need to write this 1, and that's why here no need to give this bracket as well. Without bracket also this is right, this is correct. But if any other number we have to write for other valencies and all, as we have seen for zinc oxide, zinc hydroxide, then you must give the bracket, otherwise it is wrong. Okay, so this is the next. Let us take some other radicals. One example is given at in your book, in your textbook. Ammonium and sulfate. Ammonium is NH4 plus. This is another compound radical where 4 hydrogen atoms and 1 nitrogen atom is present, and which is bearing 1 positive charge. So ammonium, this is okay. Its valency is 1, as only a single positive charge is here, and this is sulfate, SO4 2 minus, 1 sulfur and 4 oxygen atoms are present here. So this is sulfate and this is ammonium. Its valency is 2. Now let us write it, NH4 plus and SO4 2 minus. Its valency is 1 and sulfate's valency is 2. Now we have to cross the valencies. When we will be writing this, we have to cross the valency. So it will be NH4, as this valency 2 will go to both, is the single unit of NH4 plus. So here we need to give a bracket. Okay, and sulfate SO4, here 1 we need to write. At first we will be writing 1 and then afterwards we can remove it. So NH4 whole 2 SO4. Okay. So if instead of 1 some other value will be there with sulfate, then here also we need to give the bracket, but as only 1 is there, so without bracket also this is correct. So you will be writing without bracket only. Okay, this form we generally use. So this is ammonium sulfate. The name of the compound is ammonium sulfate. So these things you need to remember. This S will be small and only this A is the first letter of a compound, of any compound, will be capital. Otherwise all the letters will be small. Okay, and there will be a little gap between the positive and negative ions. Okay, the positive radical and the negative radical. Now let us write some molecular formula, learn some molecular formula of some common compound. Carbon dioxide, this maybe you know already. Carbon and dioxide means 2 oxygens are there, so CO2 is the formula. In the same manner, if we write sulfur dioxide, it will be SO2. Sulfur trioxide, tri means 3, so this will be SO3. Okay. Nitrogen dioxide, NO2. So you can understand that there is a pattern of writing the formula of the compounds. So if you get the pattern, then it will be easy to remember. If only 1 or 2 formulas you know, then you can easily construct the other formulas. Okay, so for that you have to know the pattern. So here carbon dioxide CO2, so nitrogen dioxide, it will be NO2 in this manner. Okay. Next, phosphorus pentoxide. Penta means 5, so phosphorus pentoxide pentaoxide. Okay, so phosphorus P and 5 oxygens are there, so the formula will be P2O5. Okay. Next, sodium oxide. Sodium's valency is, from the name only, name of the compound, you can understand that there are 2 elements, sodium and oxygen. So this we can write together NaO. And we know that oxygen's valency is 2 and sodium's valency is 1. So just we can cross the valencies and we can write in this manner, and as 1 we don't write, so we will be removing the 1. So the formula which we are getting now, that is Na2O. So this is the formula of sodium oxide. Next, aluminium oxide. This also we can construct. Aluminium is trivalent, so aluminium 3+, this is the formula of the radical, aluminium 3+. So here I am doing this, aluminium 3+. Okay, and oxide we know this is O2 minus. So aluminium's valency is 3, oxygen's valency is 2. Now as we cross the valencies, so oxygen's valency 2, that will go to aluminium, and aluminum's valency, that is 3, that will go to oxygen. So Al2O3, this is the formula of aluminium oxide. So Al2O3 is the formula. Okay. So here I am ending our today's class, but before we end, I want to tell you something, that council have given a revised syllabus. Council has reduced the syllabus, so you can go to our council's website, and there you can get the syllabus of it. And I am also telling that is few chapters has been reduced, few chapters has been removed from the syllabus. So which chapters we are having now? Chapter 1, that is matter. And one thing you have to keep in mind, that the chapters which is there in the curriculum, we will be writing the chapters, we will be telling the name of the chapters in that manner. Maybe it will not match with your book's chapter. Okay, so we will be following the curriculum repeatedly. Earlier also I told you that we will be following the curriculum only. So in that manner you go through the chapter. So first chapter is there, that is matter, which already we have done. Next, chapter 2, that is atomic structure, this is there. That is in the council's curriculum, it's not given as chapter, it is given as theme. So theme 1 is matter, theme 2 is atomic structure, theme 3 is language of chemistry. Okay, that means you can understand easily that these are not matching with the name of the, or the numerical value of the, we can say, of your book, numerical value of the chapters of your book. Okay, so in this manner you can understand which chapter or which theme we are talking about. The name is not changing. Okay, so we will be following that. So language of chemistry, this is there. After that, chemical reactions, this chapter is there. That means this comes to theme 4. Okay, and number 5, theme 5, that is carbon and its compound. So other than this 5, the chapters which are there in the curriculum also, that is removed. So once you visit the curriculum, once you visit the council's website, there will be you will be getting that. Okay, or I also can provide you through study material, I will be providing that. Okay, so this is, and so don't just mix it with the, or don't get just as we are talking about the curriculum, so you it's there shouldn't be any confusion actually. Okay, there shouldn't be any confusion, because we are telling the name of the chapters, so this is more important. Okay, so this is there. You revise this, you go through the book properly. Okay, these formulas of the compound, these are very much important, as well as these are very you need to remember these things, certain things. Okay, so practice, you need practice, lot of practice is required for this, so do that. And here I am ending our today's class. Be safe, be very safe, because nowadays it's increasing day by day, you know that. You must be getting the newses and all, so be very be careful, be safe. Okay, thank you.